proposition alive.
And just to elaborate on what Marcel has said, once we establish a foothold with Jobeco Food and we have multiple brands in Nigeria and an established distribution network throughout the country, what we would like to do is to delve into other segments of the FMCG industry. So once Jobeco Food is up and running and respected and well known in Nigeria, we'd like to dive into a new segment, and we'd like to launch Jobeco Hygiene, Jobeco Beauty, where we'd launch, let's say, a shampoo brand, which is more tailor-made for the Nigerian market. Because what I've heard from my friends in the beauty industry, for example, is that for shampoos, a lot of the products are more tailored to Europeans or US, where they have, let's say, different hair for ladies particularly, and you don't have products that are developed specifically for the African market or the Nigerian market. So what we would like to do is we'd like to immerse ourselves into other segments of the FMCG. So Jobeco Beauty, where we could launch shampoo lines, deodorant lines. Jobeco Hygiene, where we could launch soaps, detergents, etc. And when doing so, we'd always like to keep the core focus to keep products tailored to the market that we're supplying to, rather than going with a one-size-fits-all structure, which most companies seem to be doing.
One interesting one thing is for setting. You guys get full marks for mission and for boldness, and the hope is obviously that you're able to achieve to a large extent what you seek to what you're seeking to achieve.
Yeah, I need to point out on that point that initially when we started business in Nigeria, we were just exporting to various amount of importers with a soft touch. And the brand has suffered quite significantly when we first started the business in Nigeria 3 years back. So we have been very lucky enough to find a great partner, a joint venture partner in Nigeria, in Hana Group, which is a company that has been around in Nigeria for over 77 years. It's an Indian-owned business that also has 2 factories in plastics and also in steel drum manufacturing, and they also do a lot of petrochemical upstream supplies. So through their foothold in Nigeria already, and already their set up distribution network, we have been able to structure our business locally with our own distribution. So this is extremely critical when building a brand in Nigeria. It's impossible to do it with a soft touch. You need to be on the ground, have your own distribution capacities, your own team on the ground in order to adapt to such a dynamic market. So we've been very lucky enough to last year close that joint venture with them, and we're now working hand in hand together to execute our mission and our strategies for the future.
Very great, and I must say very wise, because the battle has been shown to be won and lost around how well you are able to enter the market. And 2 areas are very key. One is production, which you've talked about, eventually wanting to localize your production in Nigeria. And the second one is, a strong distribution partner, so that you can immediately gain, access to market. So
that being said, we do the distribution to modern trade ourselves, but we could not ever manage the distribution to all open markets, let's say nationwide, without having very, very strong key distributors in place. And we have been lucky to partner up with over 37 key distributors to date across Nigeria. So with them, we are now tackling, the nationwide penetration on a larger scale. We first initiated our distribution penetration in Lagos itself, and we've now, let's say, reached, I'd say, around 20 to 30% of our potential in Lagos, and we're now also expanding our horizons on Greater Nigeria. And we are working with fantastic Nigerian businesses, with hustlers, I like to call them. People that are hungry for business and that are really doing a great job. And without their support, we could not achieve, the results that we want to.
Okay. Sounds great, guys. Wish you the best of luck, and
Thank you.
Hopefully catch up with you as time goes by to see where you are and see what you have brewing in the future.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Tobenna.
With pleasure. Thanks for having us, Tobenna.